Kenyeba versus Gorilla Akoso.
And here we go, next bout on the way, EFC 57, and it is Gorilla Akoso making his way into the big top arena, fighting out a top primate, tough fighter, all the skills, very hungry to pick up another win here at the Extreme Fighting Championship.
Absolutely, he's got that brawler style. He's a very aggressive, come-forward guy, not scared to throw caution to the wind, always comes in prepared, always comes ready to throw down.
Of course, originally from the DRC, you know, and he's going to have that age advantage, and you know, we've seen on a number of times here tonight at EFC 57 that has come into play. He will step in right now to the Adidas Prep Zone. Get all your Adidas combat sport gear from sntsports.co.za.
Has an 0-2 record at the moment, but I don't believe that record is a true reflection of what he can actually do and his actual abilities inside the hexagon. Let's hope for his sake at least he can bring it all together tonight. Made his debut, a very underwhelming one against Peter Coxon. That was EFC 40. Got knocked out in the second round. After that, EFC 48, Lyle Karam. Second round, referee TKO stoppage. So certainly he's had some time away, roughly a year to the day almost since he's last been inside the hexagon. So he's had some time to really work on his overall game, to really improve the holes that he did have in his game, and guys are saying that certainly tonight he is going to come in and put in a very solid performance.
You know, I had a chance to talk to Rowan Katsu, his head coach over at Top Primate, and he just says the skills this guy possesses, if he can get the dedication down, if he can be that regular guy in the gym all the time, I mean, the sky's the limit for him. He can make some big-time waves here in the EFC. We'll see if it's his time tonight against a very accomplished veteran.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got a very tough task against a guy that's got a ton of outings inside this very EFC hexagon.
Well, you got to be talking about Anisette, the showstopper. Kenyeba, he's a boxer by trade, originally out of the DRC as well. Has fought a lot of his fights at featherweight. Took it at short notice. Is a guy that's always ready to fight. We've seen him in a number of short notice fights, and oftentimes he'll pick up that win in the short notice fight. So he's a guy that's kind of always ready, always training as if there's going to be a fight tomorrow. Yeah,
absolutely. He certainly is an absolute gamer, is Anisette Kenyeba. He's beaten some really tough guys, and he's taken some losses that a lot of people felt he shouldn't have taken. 12 professional fights, pretty much splits it down the middle with wins and losses, bar the one no contest. Showstopper is what he calls himself. A very exciting fighter. He certainly always goes out, he looks to finish, he looks to impress. You'll see some really wild swings from his side. He puts the fancy kicks and things that he mixes into his fight style as well. Sometimes very effective, sometimes not so much. So a guy that's also constantly improving, constantly working, and certainly a big character in the organization.
No, yeah, and you know, he carries himself a certain way outside of the hexagon as well. Always at the peak with the fashion sense. He's out and about, enjoying the nightlife. He enjoys being a big face here at the Extreme Fighting Championship, but make no mistake about it, when he gets inside the hex, the guy's ready to do work.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly always comes to fight, and he's really fought the cream of the crop in that featherweight division. You look at names: Boyd Allen, Bar and Nino, Bakoba Yakubitse, Tumisang Madiba twice. And tonight he gets to face Gorilla Akoso. So a big challenge for him against a guy that is very tough, very strong, and very durable. On the Constantia Insurance tail of the tape, we'll see Anisette Kenyeba, nearly 10 years older than Gorilla Akoso. Gives up a little bit of reach and practically the same height. Should be a cracker. Let's send it up to Cyrus Fees for the introduction.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, your next bout is a catchweight bout scheduled for 3 rounds. Introducing first, the fighter on my right, fighting out of the red corner. He's a mixed martial artist with a record of 0 wins and 2 defeats. He stands 1.74 meters tall, weighing in at 73 kilos. Fighting at a top primate, foreshore, Cape Town, South Africa, Gorilla Akosu. And now his opponent, standing across the hexagon and fighting out of the blue corner. He's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 5 wins and 6 defeats. He stands 1.77 meters tall and weighs in at 72 kilos. Fighting for Junkyard MMA, Silver Lakes, Pretoria, South Africa. He is the showstopper, Aniset Kanyeba. Your referee when the action begins, Bobby Karagianidis.
The RDG Hexagon duels take advantage of RDG's autumn specials on Opals, Chevrolets, as well as Isuzus. Get to RDG now.
Time to go to war. There's the showstopper, Aniset Kanyeba, taking on the Gorilla Akosu.
Gorilla, you ready? Aniset, you ready? Let's fight!
And here we go. Time to go to battle. Bobby Karagianidis just gets us started. Round number 1 in the black and the yellow is Gorilla in the all black. Kanyeba, and boom, right to the mat goes the showstopper, and Gorilla is not playing around.
No, he came out with bad intentions early on, swinging wildly. Just have to wonder if he can keep up that sort of intensity and that sort of pace. Nice sprawl at the moment as Aniset's trying to get back to his feet, possibly looking for that reversal.
Well, here's the thing coming into this fight. When you talk about them meeting at a catchweight, you talk about Kanyeba coming up. Normally he's a feather. Gorilla coming down here. So he's obviously most likely going to be the more powerful of the two. And you saw that there in the first seconds as he picked him up. No problem at all and put him on the mat. Yeah,
I mean, he's a strong physical dude anyway, let alone if he's fighting someone theoretically a division lower than him.
Looks like he may be trying for a guillotine, but that is not the way to go about it.
That's arm in very deep. There's no, I believe, no real threat there. You can see Aniset is moving around quite freely. And Gorilla desperately looking for that takedown. Aniset also shouldn't be too careless here, even though he gets
that? Nice little pickup.
Gets the pickup, but he gets the arm in again. He tries to work for that underhook. But that may have just given Gorilla a bit of a better grip, better position, absolutely. So Aniset certainly is confident, but you can't make a mistake, especially with someone's arm around your neck when they're as strong as Gorilla Osoko is.
You know, we saw Aniset go on that huge streak that he went on until he met up.
Tries to pull guard now.
Uh-oh, that's trouble.
He might be in trouble here. This is locked in.
It doesn't look like he's really under the neck, though. That's the thing. He's just kind of off to the side of his neck.
He's just squeezing. He might blow out his arms here, but Aniset has to get out of this position. Now he's cranking.
Well, that's just the power. That's just brute strength trying to finish it, trying to squeeze the life out of Kanyeba. It doesn't look like he's in desperation mode right now. I just don't think that the grip is really where it needs to be. He's not underneath the neck. He's not putting that pressure on the throat.
Well, what he actually wants to do here is he wants to... Looks like an arm is slipping closer to being underneath the chin. Got a very good view
needs to take that right arm and push down on the elbow and try to push that arm down. And
yeah, absolutely. He needs to break this hold here. He can only hold on for so long, but he doesn't look to be in too much trouble.
He doesn't want to walk himself into another bad situation here and possibly give Gorilla
if he can pop that hand out, which he now has. Now he needs to push that hand on top of the head of Gorilla, not to the side, push on top of it and push down like he is doing now. He should be able to pop out, and he does.
You know, and that's going to really work against Gorilla Akosu, who worked really hard for that guillotine. And now
Aniset is now raining down, looking to finish his Aniset Kanyeba.
How about these elbows? My goodness.
Wow.
You're seeing some absolute vicious elbows.
Man possessed, but he's not keeping his base. He needs to be very careful of that. But I think Gorilla was just overwhelmed. Also, certainly blew out his arms by squeezing for the better part of 3 minutes of this round. But now Aniset in a great position, still in the full guard, now in the full mount.
Here we go.
And he's looking to finish. This should be it for Aniset Kanyeba.
Can Gorilla survive it? How much lead?
Aniset is landing, and he's landing hard. Gorilla in big trouble here. Bobby Karajanidis is right on top of the action, as good as they come in referees, so he certainly is having a close look.
But still no direct shots here. Gorilla doing a great job of defending from the bottom, although we're seeing a lot of action from Kanyeba.
Anisette is just trying to slice through the middle.
And it looks like he might be getting the side of the face of Gorilla, and if he is, it's going to be a bloodbath. Now this is something, he's in a position right now where,
going to go for the armbar, and he actually commits to it.
Nice setup for the armbar. But you're talking about some brute strength there by Gorilla.
Don't quite know if that was the right call for him. It doesn't look like he's going to give up possession here, luckily. Possibly could have stayed a little bit longer. Here he goes straight back into full mount. He's very lucky to keep that position. Now land some more elbows from the top. He's getting through with some of them, certainly. The rest are just hitting the shoulder, bicep area, it would seem.
It's almost like he was aiming for the bicep.
It nearly looked like it, yeah, from this angle.
And here we go, just with the ground and pound, trying to put a finish to this fight. Bobby Karajanidis is letting it go on. Gorilla Kosu, although he's on the bottom, he's done a great job of really avoiding any serious damage. Yeah,
certainly he should have taken a ton of it by now, and he actually hasn't, considering the position he's in. But he also hasn't shown any genius of getting out of this position, or of getting guard back, and now he's looking for the Americana, as Anisette. But we'll run out of time here to see the round out.
Round one comes to a close, and it was all Kanyeba there for the better part of at least 3 minutes, but just not able to put him away. Has to be a little frustrating for the showstopper.
And if you look at the two faces, Anisette is certainly one that's in a lot worse condition than Gorilla is.
Of course, as you look at the replay there, Gorilla struck first with that big takedown, but after that, Anisette did a great job of just lifting him up, showing his own strength.
He did valiantly to fight out of this attempted guillotine choke. It wasn't quite in, it was an arm in as well, and this was the better part of the last, what should we say, last minute of the round, where Anisette just absolutely rained down. But he probably a little bit over-eager. He wasn't really picking his shots and taking his time. He had a lot of time to work, maybe just a little bit over-committal with some of those strikes. You see a lot of the veterans will sit in a position like that and they'll wait, they'll pick their shots, and every time they land it's going to be hard.
Yeah, because Gorilla wasn't going anywhere.
Absolutely not. No, he was pinned down and he was in a lot of trouble. But either way, we go into a second round of what so far has been quite entertaining. Will Gorilla